Let's talk crosshair placement. What the hell is it anyway? Basically, crosshair placement is having your crosshair in the right spot so that you will have to do little or no movement with your mouse in order to shoot the guy in the head. Since your crosshair is already in the perfect shot, all you have to do is click. If a guy were to peek this angle, all you have to do is click and hit him in the head. If you're aiming low like this, now you're gonna have to hit him 3 or 4 times in the body to kill him. If he's over here holding an angle like this and he's at headshot level, he just has to hit you once in the head. I've noticed with a lot of new players, except CS players, this actually came kind of natural to them because you got to do the same thing in Counter-Strike. But if they're picking an angle, let's just say that, they know a guy is holding that angle, if they come around, they'll be aiming down here. Now, I don't know if it's because they're coming from Fortnite and they're looking for loot on the ground or whatever, but a lot of the time they do lose fights like this because their crosshair is so low. And it's because in those games, you're looking down, you're looking for loot, stuff on the floor, you're just looking around the map like this. You're not really hard clearing angles like this. And even though headshots and BRs do more damage, it's not a necessity that you need to hit them in the head to win a battle. But in this game, in Valorant, you need to hit those headshots. So I just explained that crosshair placement is keeping a crosshair where the guy's head's gonna be. But what about if he's standing right here? See right here, if he wants to peek you from A site and pick you over here, he has to be down on these steps. So he's actually on a lower platform than you are standing up here. So if you're clearing this angle here, let's just say, right, your crosshair's up here. If you were to peek the same angle but try to peek this guy at stairs, the headshot level here is not the same headshot level over here. His head's gonna be slightly lower since he's on a decline. And the same thing goes for when they're up on a platform like this, right? This is headshot level here. This is headshot level here, but when you go across, you're not even at foot level for the guy who's playing in heaven. So you gotta take that into consideration as well. You gotta make sure that you move your crosshair up and then peek it. This ties into knowing the map as well. Like half the time when I peek this, see, like I'm peeking over here, my crosshair should be here, and it's just because I haven't peeked this angle enough times to be comfortable with being like, okay, if I'm looking in this direction, it's gonna be right at the edge of that wall there. But if you see me peek an angle that I do know, like in this clip, all right, watch this one tap, ready? And you just saw that I didn't even need to stop in order to shoot. I just came out and shot right away because I knew that my crosshair is going to be in a position that if a guy was standing in that hallway that I was in, or in A main there, I know that my crosshair is going to be right on this head. That's why I came out shooting. But that's all I can say about crosshair placement. Now it's just your time to go and practice it. I can give you a couple examples though. So for example, let's just say your team, took A site, you have bomb down and it's planted, right? And you're just watching this flank here, somebody who's gonna come from here. And let's say you're in a corner like this. If you know that he could be walking, you might want to keep your crosshair closer to the wall like this. Don't keep it right to the edge because by the time you react, you're gonna shoot here and his head's gonna be here. So you'll probably miss. So you want to keep your crosshair close to the wall, but not all the way to the wall. Now, if he walks around this corner, you're going to see his gun here, then you're going to see his arms, then you're going to see his head. So when you're holding an angle like this, if you're close like this, as soon as you see his gun, start shooting and he'll literally just walk into your bullets like this. And your first or second bullet will hit. So for crosshair placement like that, when you're close and you know he's walking, you want to have it closer to the angle that you're holding. But let's just say now this guy's sprinting here, knife out, and he's just sprinting, and you know he's gonna come flying around this corner like this. What you want to do now is you hear his footsteps. You don't want to have your crosshair close to the wall now. You want to have your crosshair like this, because if you have it close here, by the time you react, again, you're gonna shoot here, and his head is gonna be over here. So you want to be here so that right when he walks out, you just shoot, and you'll get him in the head. Another example I can give is for long angles like this, right? If you know someone's going to be heaven, let's just say someone's there, right? Maybe you don't want to go for the head. Because you got to think, right? If he's up here, his head is very tiny on your screen. So maybe aiming a little bit lower is actually better. Because think about it like this, right? If he's up here and he has an operator, right? A lot of people like to hold an angle like this, but they like to be crouched. A lot of people like to hold it like this, or hold it like this, right? If he's crouched there, and you have your gun, right? His head's not going to be up here now. His head's going to be down here. Or if he's not hugging this other side, right? His head's not going to be up here. His head's going to be down here. So if you peek out, the only way you're going to beat that opper is if you take that first shot, if you hit him in the head, right? But let's say it's not an opper. Let's just say he has a vandal just like you, right? Like I said, his head's very tiny, so it's hard to hit. So maybe instead of aiming for headshot level, you want to aim slightly lower and aim for the body. This way, if he is holding that angle crouched, you'll hit the headshot. And even if he's standing up, his head's going to be up here. It's easier to move your crosshair a little bit upwards than it is to bring your crosshair down. I don't know what it is. Go ahead and try it yourself. But flicking up, for some reason, is easier than flicking down. Like for me, it's so awkward. I don't know what it is. It's just how it is, I guess. But since you're going to be aiming a bit lower, you know, now it's easier to hit those 4 shots to the body than it is to hit the 1 shot to the head at that point. And since you're further away, like I said, if he's crouched, it'll be a headshot anyway. Now, if you're feeling confident enough and you have a good shot, go for the head. By all means, I'm not stopping you. But let's be honest, if you're watching this video, you're trying to figure out how to get better. So you're probably not going to be able to hit those, come out here and hit that 1 tap. Start off with the lower crosshair placement and get the kill with body shots. Your accuracy will come with time. It takes hours and hours of practice to get a really good shot. But yeah, for crosshair placement, that's it. You know, you just have to keep your crosshair in a spot where you know a guy's going to peek from. I give you an example of holding a close angle like this. I give you an example of a far angle like this. The only other thing that I can really show you is what I used to do to get better in Counter-Strike. When I first started playing CS, just like this game, right? I didn't know all the angles. The maps are still very new to me. And peeking angles like this, even now on this game, I've played this map a bunch of times, but peeking this angle is still iffy for me. Sometimes I'll aim too much here, sometimes I'll aim too much here. So one of the best ways to like practice angles you're struggling pre-firing, or not pre-firing, but pre-peeking like this and having your crosshair right where the guy's going to be standing on the corner. Best way to practice is just go in your own server like this and keep peeking the corner. Keep peeking it, making sure your crosshair's in the right spot. If you, let's just say you come here and you peek it like this, right? This is actually pretty good crosshair placement if he's really hugging that angle, but he might be standing out a bit more. So maybe you want to come and have your crosshair out like this, right? So you just want to keep practicing, keep peeking it, and eventually it just becomes second nature. The next time you peek this corner, it'll just be perfectly right where his head's going to be. So let's do a different angle. Let's say you know someone's going to be right here. Your team was trying to take A, couldn't take A, so now you're going to rotate towards B, and you know someone could be holding hookah here. Again, you want to have good crosshair placement. Like even me right there, look where I'm aiming. I want to be aiming like right around here. I came out and was peeking here. So again, for me, I would just practice that. Okay, that's pretty good crosshair placement. Come back here and then I just peek it again. Okay, that was pretty good, right? And you just keep doing this over and over until it becomes like second nature for you to be able to have your crosshair right in the perfect spot. And the last thing that's really important for crosshair placement is being able to track the edge of walls like this. So let's just say, you know, for some reason, you know this side's clear. You will never know if this side's 100% clear or not. And let's just say, you know, you like did this, right? Nobody peeked out, right? Because this corner is mollied, so nobody peeked out, so you know that corner is clear. And now you want to clear the rest of hookah. When you're peeking this, what you want to do is you want to keep your crosshair near the edge of the wall, and you want to track this wall, because a guy could be standing here, 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 here. You know, he could be anywhere on these angles, on top of this box, directly in this corner, whatever. And you want to track this wall because you don't know which one of these angles he's going to hold, right? So you just want to hold it. You just want to be able to track it so that when you do see it, you can shoot right away. So to practice this, you could literally do what I did. You could just come around, find an edge, find a corner like this. Let's say you're going to peek this left side, right? Just find it and just track it like this. To practice tracking, let's say you take this brick, right? And you just practice tracking on that brick. Move left and right like this. Keep your crosshair on the brick. Now, if you want like somebody's head, if you want like an enemy's head to track, you can come into here, press F3 to open up the options. Press eliminate 50. Done, and press start. One bot will spawn like this and it won't go away until you shoot it. If I hit him in the head. But once you have your one bot like this, you can just practice tracking his head. Just like this. You can even just stand back here, just on the platform. And again, it's just to practice your tracking. just to get you more familiar and more used to controlling your mouse. So let's say you're trying to track the guy's head like this, right? And you're having a hard time doing it, and it feels like you're putting like a lot of stress on your hand to try to control your crosshair to keep it on his head. It might be because your sensitivity is way off, but you want it to be, you know, a fluid motion. Like when you're doing this, you know, you want your wrist to feel like nice and smooth. Like this feels very comfortable for me because I found a sensitivity that really works. And if you feel like your sensitivity is off, I actually have a video on how to completely find like the perfect sensitivity for you. And I tell you to do things like this. Just track his head and see if it's comfortable and stuff. I explain it better in the video, obviously, but do those two things, practice those two things, tracking an object like this and, you know, walking around a map and following the corner of a wall, just so you can get, you know, more used to, like I said, controlling your mouse. And again, it helps keep your crosshair in places where the enemy is going to be. But if you have any questions, you already know, leave it down below. You can also message me on Twitter, or you can pop into my streams. I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, or Saturday. And that schedule will probably change soon, but nonetheless, come by and say what's up, what's good. But please go and practice this. I really hope this did help, because I need some competent teammates for my solo queue games, alright? And if I could get you just that little bit better, then I might just not be stuck in plat. But I do have a lot of things to practice for myself in this game, and that's exactly what I'm going to go do right now. So, good luck in your solo queue, and lights out.
That A tape was really easy.
Stand up, stand up.
Oh my god.
Oh, we got bombed!
I'm going to reload because it takes half an hour right now.
The one guy peeked and then ran away. That was. You see two guys come out and then one guy's like, nope.